Hi, I'm Kunyang, golf professional at TMCC. So today we're going to actually cover chipping, okay, which in my opinion is going to help you save a lot of strokes, especially if you're a newer golfer. So a lot of times when you get to a certain level, let's say covering the PC, most of the time you can probably cover, let's say 150 meter in maybe 2 or 3 shots. Now the most common thing is now you're within about 30 to 40 meters of the green, and a lot of times I see players take about 4 to 6 shots or even more, okay, to actually get that ball in the hole. So if you can tighten up your short game, which is chipping and putting, okay, it's actually going to help you save a lot of strokes in the long run. So I've got this alignment set up here. Okay, we're actually going to the slightly further hole. There's a little bit of a left to right slope, so that's where this orange stick is aiming just left of the hole there. Now this black alignment stick, okay, will actually help me feel I'm actually a little bit more leftish. Okay, so for chipping, right, you actually want a little bit more weight in the left. Okay, because that essentially helps you to pivot your left leg. You're not looking at height here, you're just trying to get it on the green and get it to release towards the hole there. Okay, so for chipping, right, in order to place your pivot in the right spot, okay, a lot of times what you can actually feel like is you want to kick that right knee just a little bit more inwards, okay, that way the outer side of your right foot is actually off the ground. Okay, now when you do that, just take note when you're actually taking the stroke, okay, it's not just hands in hands, right, it's actually still more of a turn. Notice my outer side right foot still off the ground, and same thing on the way through, trying to turn through. Okay, so when you can get this rotation, okay, you notice the width of my body and the club head, okay, is able to become more constant as compared to if I'm just using the hands and trying to lock everything down, which is a very common mistake here. So here's a very common situation you can find out at our Tampines and Garden course. You've got ball in nicely on the fairway, but you've got an elevated green where the flag is fairly close to the front edge here. Now, most players will only think of one option, which is to get it high and to get it to stop quickly on the green. Okay, now that is a possibility, but it's also a very high risk shot, because if you do miss it, chances are you might end up on the other side of the green. Okay, so I'm going to show you a different way how we can play this, which of course takes a bit of practice, but it's definitely a better percentage when you're trying to lower your score. Okay, so here I've got a 8 iron. Okay, you can pick anything between your 7, 8 or 9 iron, okay, depending on which one you're more comfortable with. Now the key thing is the ball should take a couple of bounces, okay, before it actually reaches the green, okay, and gets to release towards the hole. So I'm going to show you this 8 iron shot, how you're going to play to that orange stick there where the hole is. Okay, so for this shot, your main goal is to get the ball running. So it is okay if you actually do not catch the ground at all. So what do I mean by that? So if I've got the ball up here, you're essentially catching maybe 80%, 90% of the ball, because as long as I get it going, it should actually run up towards the hole. It's a bit similar to putting, right? What happens when you hit the ground with putting? Okay, that ball goes nowhere and you lose the speed control. Okay, so it's important when you play this shot, make sure you are catching about 80 to 90% of the ball and you're not actually getting too close towards the ground. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to actually place the ball position middle to a little bit closer to your right foot. Okay, and with that we're going to do the same as we did with chipping. We're going to have a little bit more of that outer side of that right foot off the ground there. Okay, so if you notice from there, I would have a little bit more of what we call a shaft leaning towards the flag there. Okay, so this will help you to promote that ball first contact, okay, when you're playing this golf shot.